Hi, so today what we're going to be doing is going through kind of self-massage on your leg muscles, kind of upper leg, knees and lower leg. So we're going to try and keep it simple, so we're going to use the same techniques we used before, which is basically squeezing and rubbing. So just a quick recap on those. Squeezing was basically when you use the finger pads or the whole of the finger to basically lightly squeeze the muscle. And remember, you're going for muscle and not the joints or the bones. You try and avoid all the bones themselves or any of the hard bits. So there's a squeeze, so 2 seconds squeeze and then a release. And the other technique we went through was basically rubbing. Now rubbing is basically again using just the finger pads, the whole of the fingers, just this part here of the palm, or the whole of the palm. You can use other parts of the palm too. So if we were going to do the shoulder, just a quick rub along the muscles, same groove as the muscles. It's basically, that's the finger pads. This is much more the whole of the fingers. This would be much more the whole of the hand here. And what I can do is change speed and depth. I can make it slow and deeper, or make it a bit more gentle and a bit faster. So what we're going to be doing is going over what to do with the legs. So just give yourself a bit of self-massage. If something aches or needs a bit more attention, that you can do yourself at home. And in order to look at the upper leg, what we'll do is we'll start off with squeeze. So squeezing is basically, if seated in this position, it's easily done just like this. So the same side. So I'm using my right leg and my right hand. Sorry, my right hand and my right leg. And if I want, I can of course use the opposite too. So squeezing. Now some parts are easier to get to if you cross arms. So if I want to go to the inside of this leg, it's a bit more difficult here, because see how my elbow sticks out and the shoulder's a bit tense. But if I come from here and I use the palm just to squeeze in, that works quite well. And if I want to do the outside of my leg, I just squeeze there. So you can make it a 2 second squeeze and then let go. 2 seconds squeeze and then let go. Remember, if you need to spend more tension on one particular area because it hurts more, then just spend more time there. So it might be that you do quite a few squeezes there. You might spend a minute or so there. So that's fine. What you can do is reach across with the other arm and then basically use both arms to squeeze. So I might come across the whole of the upper leg here, or as usual, if it's achy around the knee, as it is for most people, then basically I would spend some time there too. So just squeeze, let go, squeeze and let go. Remember to go for the 70% rule. Try and get enough of a squeeze that feels like it's doing something, but you're not hurting yourself. So remember to always keep safe. Now it's also probably best to avoid anywhere which is red and swollen or has any open skin, perhaps eczema or psoriasis. So if it's red and swollen, has any irritation like eczema or psoriasis, or has been recently operated on, then it's probably best not to do this. And of course, before you do any type of massage techniques, always speak to your doctor first. But if you feel everything's safe, then this is a good thing to do. So just squeeze. Now if I want to get down to the lower leg, then I can of course just bend forwards and squeeze the calf. And what I'm having to do if I turn like this is use a lot of the thumb in this direction here. Now some people may find it a bit too difficult to bend forward, perhaps of pre-existing conditions, perhaps a painful back or something else that's going on. So if you can, and of course if this doesn't hurt the knee, then what you can do is bring the leg back and squeeze the calf from this side. And if I turn so you can see what's happening, what I'm doing from this seated position, I just bring this behind here, and then I don't have to bend forward to do this. It means I do the outside and the back of the lower leg. And again, as usual, you can spend more time in one place if it hurts. If you need a support, what you can do, again, is use a trusty stool or perhaps a cushion or some pillows. Place that in front of you, bring your leg up, and then it just makes it a bit easier to get to the lower leg. So it means you don't have to bend so far forward because it's already here. Or use the opposite arm, squeeze, let go, squeeze, let go. So do what's comfortable in that way. Now, a lot of people want to know what to do with the knee. Now, you can't really do much squeezing with the knee. You can perhaps do a little bit, but it's only got a small amount of tissue, soft tissue around there, which is muscle. So the thing to do to look after the knee, provided again it's not swollen or red or irritated by anything else, is just to use the rubbing technique. Now, you can use any part of the hand here, and as long as it feels comfortable, it's a nice thing to do. So you can focus in on one area, just rub here, see how I'm going in a straight line, or you can do just gentle circles, and if I need to get to the outside, I can go here. Now, one of the problems that people have with massage is it hurts if they try too hard, or people do often try too hard and spend too long trying to do something, and then they burn out really quickly. So what you can do is just basically take down some of the pressure, remember to go to about 70%, and then you can spend longer doing it. So instead of burning out in 5 or 10 seconds or even 20 seconds of really hard technique, take a bit more time, take a bit more pressure off, and you can therefore spend longer on an area. There, perhaps I'll move it there too. And I can use this rubbing technique also in the rest of the leg. I might choose to rub on here, the outside of the calves hurting. That's a good place to do too. Of course, I could do the outside of the calf. So, if you want a bit of a routine, I'll show you what I would do. Just something really quick and easy that you can do yourself. Modify to your own needs, and if you need some more tension in one place, spend more attention there. If you need to be lighter or to be a bit stronger in one area, you can do too. So, if I was just to warm up this leg, actually let's do this leg for a bit of variety. So, I'd start warming the area up with this rubbing back and forth. This increases the blood circulation to the local area. And if I want to spend more time and attention on the knee, this would be a good place to spend a bit more time and effort, just on the place that might be aching. Then I might change it to squeeze here. And often what happens, as I've said earlier, is people's hands get very tired. So then you can just change it to a double squeeze with both hands. Take a bit more time with it so that you're not burning out. And then again spend more time in an area, which means you're spending the time and attention on an area that actually needs it. So, just those two techniques, just a bit of rubbing, a bit of squeezing. Then if I need to get to the rest of the leg, what I might do is take it up onto some pillows or anything else that makes it comfortable for my leg, and then get to the area that needs the attention. So I'm just squeezing and placing the attention with a squeeze from my thumb. If I need to spend more time on an area that's tight, like there, then that's what I'll do. Now this tends to be quite tender for a lot of people, so don't squeeze too hard. You might feel that it hurts too much, so take it easy. There we go. And if I need to get back to the knee, again I might rub where I need a bit more of attention. Using the base of my palm up here. And then if I need to get down to the front of the knee, rub with fingers. And then squeeze again. So I hope that helps. Modify this to your own needs and requirements. You know, go between the rubbing, go between the squeezing. Perhaps you want to do more of one than the other, and spend more time and effort in one particular place. Remember to be sensible. Keep away from anything that's too painful. And if it's been recently operated on or is too painful, please, take it easy or just leave this out altogether.